League. This is the broadcast for the 2023 Midweek Series finale at Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway. It's a long name, trust me. Tonight I am joined by three-time Cup Series champion, two-time National Series champion, and I don't know how many time winner, Tegan Jones. Hello, Tegan.
Hello, Michael.
What are you expecting tonight? It's going to be an interesting dynamic. Gateway is a unique track. I kind of compare it to like a mile and a half Martinsville. What are you looking to see tonight?
I'm going to look for long runs, which I think is going to lead to tire issues. That's what I think is going to happen tonight. And it's something that I don't think we've had enough of this year, even with times four in the truck series.
Yeah, the times four poses an interesting element, especially since this is still a 50% race. So it's not a condensed race. This is still a 50% race, but with four times tire wear. So that's going to play a huge factor in the race tonight between our final four competitors, who we'll get into in a minute. I'm also joined by five-time Cup Series winner and 2022 Final Four competitor, JB. JB, how are you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. What are your expectations for tonight? I think you're pretty good at Gateway. How do you manage to tackle this track?
Well, like Tegan said, I think it's going to come down to long runs and that tire wear. It seems to me like some differing strategies with sliders could potentially cause some issues for some guys, but we'll definitely see how they fare. I think we keep the tires on the car, I think, or the truck, they'll do pretty good.
Yeah, the trucks are definitely going to play a factor in this just because they have not run these as much. The Xfinity car has been the majority of the season, so the truck might be a little uncharted territory for some of these guys. But we're joined by a fourth member, too. My man, David Wessel, Weasel. He is going to be playing a unique role for us tonight. He
Yeah.
is in the race, but he'll also be in the booth with us at the same time. So we'll get to hear what's going on the track at all times. Wessel, how are you doing tonight?
This I can already tell you right now. This is gonna be tough.
Okay.
I joined into qualifying and I was running somebody else's truck, so I had to back out of qualifying. So I am submitting my start position to last, just so I
Okay.
could pick a different truck number.
Okay. And so now let's get into what's really important tonight. We have four guys gunning for the championship. The best finisher of the four is your Midweek Series champion. First off, we'll go into Ryan Harp, Darth Kylo, a guy that's done a lot of broadcasting if you've been paying attention on this channel. He has been rock solid, consistent all year. Hasn't been able to get that win, but he has been running well consistently in this midweek series in both trucks and Xfinity. Tegan, what have you seen from Ryan Harp that could give him a chance to win this championship?
Ron Harp's Mr. Consistently. He tends to play it safe, I think. I do know we give him shit a lot for making some bonehead moves, but I do think he's not as bonehead as he could be. And that may actually be what it takes for tonight's truck race if it stays green the whole time.
Yeah, and James Iasinelli, that's how I say it, right, JB?
Wait,
Uh,
how do you say it?
Iasinelli, is that right?
I think it might be, I don't know.
Iacinelli?
Iconelli, I think is how it actually is.
Iconelli? We'll just call him James.
That works for me.
Kind of a newcomer on the scene here. Gonna be in the Cup Series next year. Picked up a win at Michigan, I believe, in the Midweek Series in the Xfinity cars.
Yes.
JB, how can he get the championship here with a little less experience in the league than some of these other guys?
Iconelli, by the way.
Iconelli, thank you.
Ah, I was right. Go me.
That's actually
I
easier to
think he
pronounce.
just said what?
I think that's actually easier to pronounce.
Definitely.
True it is. But I just think he needs to drive very, very smart. Be smart about his slider choice and really making sure that he's watching that tire wear towards the end of the run. If he can maybe stretch it kind of like he did at Michigan longer than some of those other guys, he might have the upper hand on strategy.
And we'll also talk about Cavron, who is another guy you've seen in the booth a lot. Picked up his win in a truck, which some of these other guys have not this season. He picked up his win in Eldora, which isn't a great measuring tool for Gateway tonight. But Kevron has been really fast in the past, is a former Cup Series winner, and seems like he really hasn't lost that speed. He's raced in a couple Cup races this year and has showed a lot of speed. So I would look out for Kevron maybe to be the guy that wins the Midweek Series championship tonight. Spencer on the pole, not a shocker. And we'll go to Wessel for the last one. Incog kill shot. Anthony Pedres, the man that runs this Midweek Series, had a heartbreaker back in 2019 looking for his National Series championship. Can he get redemption tonight? Can he win that championship, Wessel? And our midweek, our in-race reporter is having trouble. That's okay. It isn't an in-race reporter without some technical difficulties. But we'll go to Tegan. What do you think on why Incog might be able to win?
Incog's been he's not been the fastest, but he has been consistent out there with Ron Harp, with top fives and top threes. I think if any of the other three have issues, then I think he can take advantage.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like I think we can join here.
Yes, you can join now.
Okay. Thank you for answering the question I asked you, Wessel.
Sorry, there's a lot going on. This
That's
is hard.
okay.
This
That's
is
okay.
very hard.
We are heading into the lobby here. We might already be green when we get in here.
They're
Hopefully.
actually still loading themselves, I think.
Okay. Well, that's good then. So we can maybe see the green flag. All right, it looks like we'll actually be able to catch the green flag here. There's Incog. He'll be the 38. James will be the 44. Kevron will be the 97. And Ryan Harp, I believe, will be the 88. Spencer will lead the field to the green here. And we are underway for the Midweek Series finale at Gateway. Side by side.
What were stages again?
The stages are 26. Let's go on board with Darth Kylo here. Kevron, championship contender on the outside of Spencer in that Hooters number 97. He's looking to use that outside lane and take the lead, but Spencer's fighting hard on the inside. Maybe a little contact there between them. Darth Kylo right behind him, watching to see what happens.
We're gonna find out real quick who has the patience, whether it be Spencer, which is very questionable, or Kevron or Hart.
Have another championship pair side by side here. The 44 James, the 38 of Incog. They're side by side. The 22, that's Wessel. He's going to take him 3 wide. He backs out, and now he's side by side with Sal there in the 23. Roaring down the front stretch they go. Spencer maintains the lead. Let's go on board with James here. Maybe a little contact up there between Spencer and the 97. Pushed him right up the track, and now can Ryan Harp take advantage here? Sal's going to go 3 wide through the middle of 2 championship contenders. What a move by the 23.
You think if you're in Sal's shoes, you have not won a race this year. You need to think of what it needs to be done to make that happen. To play spoiler.
He could do that tonight. Let's check out Kevron here. He's getting a little pressure put on him by the 88, and the 51 is driving away from him. So this could be a race where the champion might not be the winner. Spencer might be long gone.
But the thing to remember
is
tire wear. And these trucks did get loose with me and JB running Slaughter 8. And you probably know Spencer might be one tick higher. So, yeah, I would pay attention to Spencer. We're going to find out what slaughter he's on if he gets about halfway and starts falling back.
We got a battle here for position number 2. Ryan Harp looking to go low of Kevron. Kevron had the run off, so he's going to maintain the second spot. Let's head down to our in-race reporter here. Wessel, what have you seen so far?
It's been a little more aggressive than I thought would happen. I'm struggling here. It's just my first laps on the track. I had no idea what we were running.
Can you tell us what slaughter you're running?
Ago. I'm running a Slider 6, and
I
didn't really know what to do jumping into this track, so I just kind of
And
Yes.
how's tire looking for you right now? Are you looking like maybe a 1-stop or 2-stop for the stage?
I think we can probably make it 1 stop for the stage. It's going to be pretty close, though.
Okay, so you think people on a looser slider than you might have trouble?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm already starting to wear my my rear a little more than my front. I'm driving horribly here.
All
I
right.
can tell you right now that Salvador is already 10% difference in his right side, with the right rear being lower.
Where are you at, Wessel, with the tires right now?
I've only had 3% difference.
Okay.
It's not too bad right now.
Sound might be a little loose here. JB, what have you seen so far? I guess he hasn't seen anything. Ryan Harp.
It's good to notice though that Wessel is riding in the back, so I feel like that maybe he is saving his tire wear a little bit.
He could be. Yeah, that could be a good point there. Wessel might be trying to save tire just to make this stage on 1-stop instead of 2. And considering this pit road, he could put some cars in a precarious situation if he's able to stay out and the other cars aren't.
Oh, I mean, it's Wessel playing spoiler. Who would have thought?
He's done it all the Cup Series playoffs. Spencer in cruise control. And we see in third place, Ryan Harp is just working away, trying to find a way by that 97. I think he might be maybe a tiny bit faster than him right now, but just can't get that pass done.
It's almost just a one-groove racetrack. You can actually open your entry like he just done there, but you have to do it just right to be able to get the run off.
And I think he got in there a little hot. Seems like he might have been pushing too hard there to try to get by Kevron, and now Kevron's opened up a pretty solid gap on him again. Now we got James trying to get to the back of Incog.
So I feel like James might also be on the strategy of saving your stuff.
Yeah.
He may have a run here, because it looks like Incog did catch the wall a little bit.
Yeah, he's going to go below the 38 here. James will take P5. Incog fighting back on the outside. Not going to clear him here. Incog, I think, will back off and cede the position. So James up to 5th. And it's smart for them, because if you make it on 1-stop and the other championship contenders don't, you could be a lap ahead of them. Yeah. That could be huge, and that could be a championship-winning play here only in the first stage. And here we see the 51. He is rolling right now. Seems like he's got a pretty healthy gap on the 97, who is getting caught up again by the 88 of Darth Kylo.
So if I'm Darth Kylo and I'm having trouble getting around somebody, and if you can still do it in 1 stop, now would be the time to short pit. When you get in your window, I would short pit. If you feel like you got to do it in 2 stops, I would definitely short pit everybody right now.
Yeah, I feel like...
You got to put yourself in position to get the lucky dog if somebody does stay out and lap you.
I feel like if you're going for the 1-stop, though, you can't really afford a short pit.
Well, you want to pit in your window, but you also want to get that jump on the truck ahead of you. If you're having, he may have a run here.
He's going to look low here. Looks like he backed out. Kevron goes way high.
Yeah.
Looks like the 88 will take it here. 97 struggling.
Kind of got intimidated.
Yeah, I think he thought he might have gotten hit there in that corner, or thought he was going to get hit, and he backed out. Now he's going to roll right behind the 88 here.
Me being typical me, had myself muted, been commenting this entire time.
Oh my goodness.
Not a single thing has been said.
That's been pretty on brand. They're going to be side by side here. The 88 washed up. What have you seen so far, JB?
Decent racing. Did you get my first question whenever you asked it?
Ooh, Kevron,
we got pitters. Here are pitters. 23, 88, 97, 51. 97's on the grass, and he's going to hit the 23. Big damage for the 97, probably.
The 97 might be out of gas, or I don't know. It seems like he's just having a hard time getting it going.
This is a tough pit road.
A tire?
That could be a thing. Wessel, what's going on there in the pits? 97 had problems?
No, you just had a little trouble getting on the pit road, I think.
Okay.
And it looks like I think everybody should be going for the 1-stop strategy here. It's going to be really tight for...
What lap are you guys
It
on?
looks like Spencer went.
We're on lap 14 currently.
Okay. So the one stop looks like it could be in play, but will be close. Spencer pitting here, and I think the rest of the field will follow suit. Looks like every car in the field will be down pit road here. The first to come out should be the 88 of Darth Kylo, assuming he got no sort of penalty. And there he is. He's off and away. Should be followed by the 23. And now coming down pit road.
Coming out.
Yep, now coming down pit road, the 51, 38, 22, and 44. James looks like he lost a little bit of time onto pit road. He fell back behind both Incog and Wessel.
Might have gotten that grass kind of like Kevron did.
It's a challenging pit road.
Lost all of his time.
Let's check out Spencer here. We'll see where he rejoins. Will the short pit work out for the 88? He would be the one that could take the lead here. Spencer's exiting. And you see Darth Kylo on the left of your screen coming down into 1 and 2. But you get the advantage here with this pit exit, actually, just because turn 1 and 2 is so slow here. And that kind of cuts the track a little bit. So it's going to be close. He's got a run here. And it looks like the 88's going to gain on him.
So now you got to think, though, if they pitted on lap 14, that means they completed 13. This is a 26 lapper.
Right.
If they're that close, do you have to save something a little bit here to make it to the end of the stage?
And
Spencer,
Darth
on the other hand, does not.
Yeah, Darth Kylo's race is not with Spencer at all here.
No, so if you're smart with him, you back it down and you just stay where you're at and save a little.
We got a gaggle of 4 here back here. Third place, Incog's made a big jump up. He's now ahead of Sal, Wessel, and James, and of course Kevron, who had the problem on the pit road.
We'll see who will be able to make it. I'm still thinking that the 44 was really trying to play a tire strategy there. We'll see if he actually has a little bit more here.
Wessel, talk to me about how challenging that pit road entry is. I think more than one person had problems with it, so talk to me about how tough it is.
It's pretty tough. I think it was pretty easy for me, Incog, and James. We all kind of came in together pretty easily. The thing that's really tough about the pit road entry is that there is no commitment line. So
Yeah.
you really got to watch your speed coming up to it because you don't exactly know where it's at.
It's going to catch you, yeah.
Because I thought I was about to get caught speeding. But no, with they had, I think, 6 people put together up there, or 4.
Oh, I think it was
that.
3 because 4 of y'all came together on the next lap.
Yep. So it was
yeah, I
split
forgot
pretty
Spencer
evenly.
Up front pitted too.
But yeah, we've got a little battle here. You're right on the back of Sal here. What is your plan to get by him, Wessel?
I'm not really sure I'm trying to push the issue right now. I'm trying to save tire a little bit. Because I know I've got a lot fresher than him, and I think they're going to be running pretty close if they're going to be able to make it. And it's going to be close for me, James, and Incog, and also. So I'm going to stay a little conservative here because we're on the edge right now.
That's what we want. The 4 times wear in the midweek series. That's what it's all about. Thank you, Wessel.
And something to keep in mind, if you know you're not going to make it on your right sides, you better commit pretty damn early because pit road is closed with 2 to go, which could actually cause you not to get the lucky dog, even though you may be in position for it.
That's a good point there. But the 38 did. He got up the track and is going to fall back 2 spots because of it. And now we have a big battle here. 2 by 2. 22-23 in the first row, 44-38 in the second. Looks like Wessel is probably going to jump into P3 here. I think Sal will let him go.
Maybe some contact between the 44 and the 38 there.
They have been around each other this whole race.
There.
Yeah.
Kevron's watching it. If you're Kevron, you also got to think if you're going to make it on one stop. If you can't, you're already behind. You're not going to make it up without blowing the right rear. So Kevron's in a position to also save and try to make sure he makes it on one stop.
Yeah, he was in the first group to pit, so if you're him, I think you have to be saving tire right now just so you can make it to the end. Seeing the
and
Gander
Spencer has ran off and left Harpo, as I like to call him now.
Yeah, but his race, as I said, is not with Spencer. I think it's pretty wise of him not to battle him.
Yeah.
Put yourself
Spencer
in
does have 1 lap fresher tires too. So.
Yes. And with all due respect to Spencer, getting into a battle with him has its level of risk to it. So if I'm Darth Kylo, I might say, I'm going to back out of this and I'm going to enjoy second right now. Because as mentioned before, it only thing that matters
And
for the championship is who finishes the highest. Stage
Yes.
points do not matter.
And the guy behind him is Wessel, who's also not his worry either. So he actually
guys
is in a
behind him.
pretty good position. So there you go. 2 guys behind him. He's in a good position right now. And if we get the yellow either at stage break or if we get one before then, he's in a good position to have track position on his competitors for the championship as well.
And we're on board with Incog here, who is all over the back bumper of the 23 of Sal. You might think that Sal might try to let him go here soon, but Incog's going to dive low, and it looks like that's the case.
Yeah, he's letting him go.
Pretty smart. James washed up, unfortunately, right to where Sal was letting Incog go. So he's going to lose a little bit of time to the 38. And Incog set sail, maybe looking to get by Wesley, or I think maybe that 38 car has found something on this run.
He's definitely looking pretty quick.
He had that one little slip up where he went up into the wall, but other than that, he's been pretty solid thus far.
Sal loses another position. And so I think right now Sal may be in
Conservation
tire
mode.
saving mode. Yes.
Yeah. And again, not really, there's a bigger race going on, so it's very, very kind of Sal to let these guys go and not give them trouble if they appear to be a little bit faster.
I will say this: I do think Sal, like if my laps are correct, they just went to 57 to go, so that means they completed 23. So they already got to complete 3 more laps. So, and I think
You're on
Sal is
24.
good to make it.
We're coming
Okay.
to 25 right now.
Okay.
Okay.
The 44 to the inside of the 38 here looks like might get the position. Drag race down the front stretch.
Kevron also passing Sal, so Sal's struggling right now.
Looking low. Incog's not going to give it up. He's running that middle lane. Can he get the run off?
Ooh, and Harpo's actually made up some time on Spencer since I last looked, so he may have a good long run truck here.
Incog using the run off. That's what I was noticing in that first run. I think he was catching Kevron for most of that run.
Oh, the 38 shuts the door.
He takes the position.
Tuck in behind. Oh, the 44 almost into the wall there.
Yeah, you're right, Tegan. The 88 is closing the gap here. That looks like a strong truck.
For the stage.
Okay,
It's 26, right? I have no
Yep.
idea. I'll be
Yep.
honest.
26, 27.
It is white flag for the stage. We'll see if anybody has problems. Spencer looks good. So does the 88.
So I think a lot of people might have made adjustments for their tire wear, which is really going to help them actually make the fuel run now from here on out.
Stage over. Spencer Boyce wins the stage at the midweek series finale. JB, what's your biggest takeaway from the stage so far as we have the 88 running the best of the championship contenders?
Well, it seems like he had a really, really good long run truck there, so I'm really curious to see what he can do on this next run and see whether some of those guys in the back were really, really conservative and whether they drive a little harder or not.
And Tegan, what I've noticed so far is track position is tough to come by, so do you think we'll see an aggressive restart here as they're diving down to pit road?
I think if you're the guys, maybe 4th on back, which includes 3 of your other championship contenders, I think you are. Because you're seeing that Spencer's running away with it pretty easily, and you see that Harpo actually has a truck to compete with Spencer, so you kind of want to put him in a position to have to work for it if you put him behind the 8 ball. If you put him behind some other trucks, maybe he has a hard time making that back up. That seems to be Harp's Achilles heel this year.
Yeah, it seems like he could not get by the 97, and I think he was pretty clearly quicker than Kevron there in that first run, and he was not able to get by him. As we see the trucks down pit road to receive service. Got to be 4 tires and fuel here.
No question.
There's not going to be
a big swing on my wedge here to maybe tighten
Making
the
it
car
looser.
a little more, too.
Are you coming out
No,
second?
I'm making the car
Oh,
tighter.
did the 88 must have some damage because he
Wow.
come out 5th.
Wow, 88 lost a lot of time. So now the virtual championship leader is James in the snap of a finger.
So they're
Wow.
all together. Actually, looks like
3,
2nd,
4,
3rd,
5,
4th,
6.
and 5th.
Because Wessel moved up to second. Great. You had a good stop there, Wessel?
That was a 15.6, so it wasn't that good. I'm not
Must have
quite
been
sure
more.
what
It
happened
must have been
with
better than everybody else's.
88.
It either had damage where he had a
Maybe
really
he blew
slow
a tire
stop.
under caution or something. Or coming to pits.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Oh, I feel like he'd be further behind.
But
Yeah,
here
'cause
we
that's like
go.
a 3 or 4 second fix.
Yeah. Coming to the restart here. The 51 and the 22 will lead the field to green. These two don't get along very well. The green flag's back out. We are back underway. Spencer off to a pretty easy lead so far. But the championship battle is in the middle of the pack. The 97 going to go around the outside of the 88, giving Incog a push down the straightaway. They're going to be side by side in the 3 and 4. And Kylo's going to keep it there. Can Kevron get the run off? It's going to be tight here. They'll be side by side down the front stretch. Kevron looks like he has a little bit more momentum, and Darth Kylo's going to slot in behind.
Kevron drove in deep
He
to get
really
that position.
did. Yeah. Now
Looks
we
like
have
this
no
is-
Wessel up into the
Wessel
wall.
has issues. Wessel may have tightened his stuff up for the long run.
I did.
I guess he might have made it too tight.
Went way too tight.
Okay, the big
Yeah.
swing did not work.
NoTurn.com.
And Incog's losing a couple spots
But
here.
I think it'll help me in the long run with tire wear because the rears are just dying on this track.
Incog went from 3rd to 5th really quickly there. And now we have the championship cars in a gaggle here. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
I still think Kevron probably has the best truck of them all, but we really haven't seen what that 44 James has quite yet, so we'll see if he can actually keep up with these guys.
That's a
Rather
really
than
good
help you
point.
Further.
Yeah, Kevron seems like he's found something on this run. He's hungry.
The 38's really tight on the 88 here.
The 88 seems like he's really tight. He might have made an adjustment a little too far to the tight side as well. He's not
97
able to keep
dipping
it on the
low. James going to hold strong on the outside here. Can he keep the spot? Oh, he taps the wall just a little bit. Could that be enough for Kevron to get the momentum? So they dive into turn 3. They're going to stay side by side. Will James back out? Looks like he's going to let him have the spot now, but here's the 88 right under him. And not only did the 44 and the 88 race around each other in this series, they also raced around each other in the F1 series and have had a couple incidents with each other, so maybe they'll race hard. As Incog taking advantage of the 88, they're side by side.
Oh! I
He
thought he
looked
was
really
hitting
close to the
there.
wall, yes. And that would have been bad for both of them, to be honest, because
Yeah.
it would have ricocheted him into calling it. Probably would have been a yellow.
Ooh, tight off of 4.
Great battles here at St. Louis.
We got great battles back here, and Spencer's just gone.
Yeah, this is definitely a Spencer track. I was saying a couple weeks ago, if he was able to make the Final Four, I think he would be a surefire championship favorite. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to. Had some trouble at Talladega and Fontana. But he has set sail here out in front. Don't you love when the championship 4 are all close together?
Yes. I mean, it seemed like it happened in the league a lot.
Happens in real life, too, it seems like.
Yes. So now we're going
44.
to see if Kevron has made any kind of adjustment and see if he can gain on Spencer on the long run, because I do feel like Kylo was able to do that.
James just tapped that little wall jet out right there where it cuts in. He nicked it a little bit, not too bad, but it seems like he's not letting Kevron get away. Maybe James has a little bit of a better long run car or truck here. But these two are pulling away from the other two championship drivers.
Go on board with James here, see if he can get by the 97.
He's diming the corner as well. That's where he's getting his run off.
And that I think is the way to run this track.
Yeah, you can't be a bottom feeder in 1 and 2. You have to let it run right up the racetrack.
you can kind of afford it in 3 and 4, kind of like he's doing here. Get a little bit off that white line and then dip right back down to get the runoff. Great corner from the 44.
I'm thinking he's got a better truck. He's just mired at the moment.
And you don't want to bump him out of the way at this stage in the race, and have it come back to bite you late.
Come back into you.
And when you don't count in, if you bump the 97 and get him out of the way, don't count out Kevron. He is one of the fastest guys out here.
But don't forget, when we have our pit stops, he may have another issue like he did in that first stage.
I believe the 44 did lose spots on pit entry also.
Yes,
so.
he did. I think if you're the championship 4, you are going to be conservative getting to pit road.
But speaking from experience here, I won my National Series championship because I was aggressive on the pit road and it worked. And it built a gap and I got the guy behind me out of my draft.
Championship race.
Yeah, it was. Homestead.
Oh, well. You said here.
That's what I'm saying, in a championship race. That's how...
To be fair, you were also good on the long run, so...
But what it took for me was to get him out of my draft. And that's how I did that on the pit entry, which is very, very important. So it will be a balance of if you're going to be conservative or if you're going to push hard. And being too conservative could lose you the race, and so can being too aggressive. So finding that balance in between is going to be really, really important.
I will be honest. It looks to me like these two in second, third place are starting to catch Spencer just a little bit.
I think they are. I'm on Kevron right now, and he is definitely closer than what he was a couple of laps ago.
Yeah, I don't think that corner is going to help him much, but they are closing.
It's not that I think he still has, or Spencer, I think he still has a good long run truck, but the problem is, I think he may be saving some stuff just to make sure that he can make it as far as he can.
I don't think Spencer is saving. Spencer and saving does not belong in the same sentence. No.
Listen, I'm giving the man a benefit of the doubt.
So if you ride along with Spencer, what I've noticed is that he's coming off lower, which tells me that his truck is turning to the left when he's coming off the corner, which tells me he's a little bit on the loose side.
All right, Wessel, talk to me. What lap are we on, and what's the tire fuel situation looking like?
I'm not sure how it's looking for everybody else. It's kind of looking pretty similar to stage 1. It looks like we're probably going to have to pit maybe a lap or two, probably 2 laps before our fuel run. And we are currently on lap 41.
So how many stops till the end?
That's a good, so I have that number.
Seems like we're probably
Kevin's diving on the pit road.
Yeah, we got a lot of guys pitting here.
So
97,
this was
88.
If you go by fuel mileage, this race should have been a 3-stop race. But if Wessel is what he's saying is true, if they're going to have to pit 2 laps shorter, it's actually going to make it a 4-stop race.
Well, look at how much the 44 is closing on the 51. I bet you he is trying to just stretch it that extra lap.
And that could be huge till the end. If the 90...
No,
looks like Spencer might be
I think you lose. I think
pitting here.
Looks like the 44 is also going to be pitting.
Yep, they're coming in. Is that the 38 back there? He's coming in. Spencer's going to get in the grass a little bit. Oh, Spencer's going to lose it. What a save! But the advantage goes to the 44. He'll take the lead
44
on
like
pit entry.
It up there. He'd be cutting it close on speeding.
Let's hope he didn't speed here. Let's hope no one sped. But we'll definitely see since there's no commitment line. It's just kind of arbitrary where you start to slow down there. Hopefully they weren't speeding.
That's very tough. We'll see where the 51
I see nobody else
out.
passing the leader, so it seemed like we had another split. We had 3 or 4 on the first, and then the rest on the second lap.
I think the 88, 97, they for sure came in on the first lap.
And the 88 must have been really conservative because the 97 is really gapped him.
Yeah, huge gap between those two. As he's coming off of 4.
So it looks like James is good.
The 23 is coming
97
out
with the lead.
I'm not sure what happened there, but the 23 is now ahead of the 44. And James is going to take him on pit exit. What a move by the 44.
And the 97 is gone.
Yeah, he must have had a phenomenal pit entry.
I'd say pit entry, pit exit, and probably a good stop.
I
maybe
can
like
confirm that Sal did take right side only.
Strategy play. Maybe, do you think the 97 could have done that too?
No, I think the 97 took 4. If he had took 2, I think he'd be out a little bit further ahead. I think he just had a better pit entry. Because you also got to remember, James did have to check up for Spencer having his issue. And now Spencer is actually behind. He's actually still right there with him.
Oh, he's thinking about going 3 wide.
He likes to do that.
Let's take a look at Spencer here. He's got 2 championship contenders right in front of him. You got to hope that he's going to be wise here. As they're side by side, the 44 and the 88. Hard but clean racing between them so far. Will that change?
Oh,
and here comes
it
Spencer.
looks like he was trying to go for a hole that's not really there.
He's going to back out of it.
Incog actually came out really on the losing end too. It seemed like he lost time to everybody. He's still actually behind Sal.
Spencer's going to push the 44. And good on Spencer here. He's being very cautious with these two.
Well, I think he knows if he does something, I think James will tell him off. So Reinhardt, maybe not so much, but
The 44 and the 51 clear to second and third now.
But now, what Spencer just did there, he did get in his mirror, and it did cause James to miss the corner.
I think the 44 might just want to follow the 51. He might be the fastest car of this group.
Oh, and the 90.
To be honest, I think the 97, he took 4 because they're not catching him as fast for him to be on 2. If this race goes green and it stays a 4-stop race, I think the 97 may have this.
Yeah, but remember, he came in earlier than where the 44 did. It came in the same lap as the 88, so that could be an interesting element to this.
Well,
So
it just keeps him with a 1-lap advantage if nobody can make it on 3 stops.
A 1-lap disadvantage for him, technically.
Well, so if this is going to end up being a 4-stop race, could you potentially short pit even earlier than the 97 and try and catch up to him?
Maybe, but then depends on how far you're behind, it may even up. But if he pits not long after you do and you're even up and he's got the fresher tires, he's just going to leave you. To be honest, I think that's why Sal went to the right side. I think Sal knows this is a 4-stop race for him, so he went ahead and he's taking his lumps now. Does anybody else follow suit?
Yeah, but it's not good for him that he took his 2-tire run and he's running last with that, so that's not a good sign for the 23.
Well, I mean, he was running there when he pitted. So, either way, just like Larry said, can't win if you're following the leaders.
That's a good point. 44 got the 88 here. He's back up to third. Spencer really having a strong run here. 88's going to dive it back down under him, and there's going to be some contact. He's going to hit the 44 up the track. They are not going to be happy with each other after that. Will the 44 respond? They're going to be side by side going on the backstretch here. Could the 44 try a crossover and get to the back bumper of him? I think that's what he's looking for. And he's going to do it. He's going to hit the back bumper of the 88. Let's go on board with him here.
Oh!
He's going to get to his outside. Loose. And this is a dream for the 97 of Chevron. 88 dives it in. The 44 is going to look to cross him over. There's not going to be the room for it. But he's going to have a better run off the corner. He's going to get under him.
23 is down pit road.
He is pitted with 31 to go across the line. So it is still going to be...
Could he make it on one stop, potentially? He might be able to stretch it.
I don't think so. He'd have to do 16 and 15, and we've already heard from Wes on that.
I'm guessing that he's going to have to make 2 stops, because I think running
that
1 stop on 32 laps.
So the 2-tire stop did not work for him, which means it may not work for anybody else, because the left sides are wearing just as quick as the right sides.
That's a good point. These two are still side by side in a dogfight here for third. Probably would be in... Oh, they're going to touch down the backstretch. I think it would be in both of their best interests to just let the other one go, maybe, and focus your attention on making the best time, because that 97, that's your championship rival, and he is way up the road here, almost over, right straight away ahead right now.
So they could actually short pit him a lap right now, and I still don't think it would do them no good. He has that big of a lead that it would cycle out to him still being the lead as long as he gets on pit road cleanly. So that tells me that he had a really good pit entry.
That's what I'm thinking. It must have been a monster pit entry for the 97.
He made up for the first stop.
So, Wessel, where are you at on fuel and tires right now, and when do you think you're going to make your next stop?
I think I'm going to short pit as soon as the window opens with probably about 26, 25 to go. But my right rear is currently at 35, and I got 5 laps of fuel left.
So you think it's 2 stops left for you now?
Yes.
So that would be a 3-stop final stage?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, looks like the 44.
Oh, I thought he was too. He must have got loose.
Either got loose or he was trying to fake the 98 or the 88 into going down pit road, maybe?
I don't know. Maybe you think he's breaking the draft.
And while this is going on, the 22 and the 38 have caught right back up to the back of this group.
And Spencer has also gained a lot of time on the 97, Chevron.
Yeah, the 51 is a man on a mission after losing the lead in that
He is
pit
loose.
cycle there.
And if you're Chevron, if Spencer does catch you before the next pit stop, I think you have to let him go.
Agreed.
You got to think big picture,
That'd be the smart move.
and see if you can get him on the last runs.
I actually think everyone, for the most part, is catching up because it looks like the 44 has gained quite a bit of time here, too.
Definitely. Is the 88 diving down into pit road? Yeah, he is. 88 pitting here.
Ooh, 88 short pitting.
So where are we at laps-wise, Wessel? How many to go now?
We just hit 26 to go.
So he can make
he
it
can-
on...
13,
88,
13.
He's
He
going
only
to be real close on
Okay.
making it.
So you think a one stop to the end for him, but
Chevron
could be
pitting.
tight.
Spencer pitting.
Leader and second place in.
Oh, and the 44 stays out. And so does the 22 and the 38.
That could be a mistake.
They're hoping that they can't make it, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like
They're
it's one
still gonna
stop
be
for
pushing
both
it.
of them.
Because based on off what these guys are pitting at, it's going to be really tough for them to make it. They're going to have to be in tire conservative mode.
How many laps
I
have
think
you been
that the
making
way
it
the-
on a set right now?
About 13. Yeah.
Okay, so it's close.
Yeah, so I think that what's kind of happening here is that we have the guys here, like me, and then James and Incog, who kind of saved early on in the race, and they didn't. So we are now getting to run a little bit longer than they are.
Okay, so
44,
Wessel
38 are
stays
pitting. Wessel's going to stay out here.
So Spencer might have gained time on Chevron on the pit entry as well. But now, to the other side of that strategy, even though Wessel and them are staying out longer, which puts them basically in a guarantee to make it on the last run, the leaders that pitted early are going to have such a big lead that they can start being conservative to make up the difference and have a big enough lead to play with.
Wessel
even if
pitting
you
here,
look-
and he's giving us a grass show on the way in.
The 88 pitted a lap before everybody else, and he still didn't make up that time that he had lost. And the 44 are now coming out.
I think he might have actually lost time.
I think that the 51 and the 97 are getting into pit road so much better at the moment.
I agree.
Yeah, the 44 looked to be a bit conservative compared to those two on pit entry, so that might be where the time's being made for
And
the
I think you can say
97
the
and
same thing
51.
for Harp.
Yeah, they're going to be side by side again here. The 44 will not want to lose this position here. He's got
Well, the
2
44
laps
will have
fresher
about
tires.
2 lap fresher tires, yeah. So he should be able to get this
Oh, a little
aggressively.
bit of contact. Oh, almost into the wall for the 88.
Yeah, and the 44
And if
got
you're the
loose 'cause of it.
44, if you want your strategy to work,
You
you
gotta get
can't
him out of
waste
the
no
way.
time. Because he does have Spencer in sight.
Will the
Although I
44 be able to
still-
get
I
by
think
him
he has
here?
it.
Will he move him?
He's got to move quickly here. Doesn't seem like he can really get to him. There might be a lot of tire wear, but maybe not a lot of tire
Oh.
fall off as he's going to get a
No, I
big
don't think
run
he
here
will.
off the corner. Down low, he's going to go here. 88 drives it in way deep. He's going to wash up. And looks like James will take the spot here.
So for Wessel and Incog to have actually stayed out as long as they did not lose a lot of time to Harp and James. So we're going to see if tires do matter here.
Yeah, that's a good point. As the 97 is way gone right now. From the 51 even, I think he might have a better short. I think the 97 might have the best short run car on the track here.
And it's so good on the short run that by the time the long run kicks in, it's time to pit again.
That's where 4 times where it can be interesting. And looking from this angle, you can't even see where the 44 is. Yeah, you can see that white dot back there coming off of 4. He is an entire straightaway ahead of him, basically. So a massive advantage for the 97.
So
He's playing with house money.
Any question on tire wear for that 97, he should easily be able to rectify it with being ultra conservative.
Now, JB, if you're the 44, what is your strategy now? You hardly can see the guy that you're racing. You have a little bit fresher tires and are pretty good to make it to the end. What would you do?
Honestly, I think you're locked right now. You're just either hoping for something
yellow
to happen on the track for a caution, or
that he can't make it
they
on
can't make it on tire. Exactly. But if I'm
he can't
the
short pit
97,
either.
Exactly, because you're not going to make up the time. We saw the 88 try it, and he didn't gain any time. Actually, I think he lost time. I honestly, if I'm the 97 right now, I'm trying to conserve as much tire as I can. I'm not even worried about the 51. You let him go in this race. I'm conserving tire to make sure that I can stretch it, and then I can take off on that final run to get away from that 44 and that 88.
Yeah, that's a great point here. The 44 has gapped the 88 here. And the 22 and the 38. Not sure what's going on with the 23s. A bit behind them all.
He's actually about to pit here pretty soon for his... I think that 2-tire stop did not work for him.
Yeah.
Is because the left sides actually wore out just as quick as the right side, and he couldn't get in his fuel window. So
yeah, the left
he is actually going to have to pit more.
Here.
So, Wessel, what do you think about the guys that are kind of iffy on the one stop right now? How do you think they're faring?
I'm not sure. It's going to be tough to tell right now. I have actually finally found a pretty good balance on my tires. I'm 61 right front, 61 right rear, with 9 laps to go.
Because you're going to make a pass on the 88 here, who's got pretty old tires. He is the oldest in the field. You get that moved on there.
So Sal has pitted with 17 to go, so he will definitely have to pit again.
Right, he'll need another stop. Spencer chasing down Kevron here.
Yeah, the top 2 are tightening up. I still think that 44 is just too far back. I don't see a way that he's going to win this race at the moment. Or maybe not even win the race, but the championship, because unless that 97 makes a big mistake, he's not going to lose that much track time.
Yeah.
If 97 would have to become what we call unaware of the situation. It's all about situation awareness, and right now, the only situation he has to worry about is if he can make it on one stop.
The 38 almost squeezed the 88 back there into that little indent in the wall, the cutout. He really wanted that spot. He's got it. He's moving forward.
Well, if you're back here with Incog and Harp, now it's coming down to saying, well, I didn't finish last in points, or out of the top 4, so...
And, some people in this league will say they don't want to finish last, and, for sure, I wouldn't want to.
There's more than one. Yes, I wouldn't want to be the 4th person either. You're just first loser.
Last loser, actually. That's even worse.
Yeah, technically, I don't know which worse, first loser or last loser.
You're only making me feel bad from last year's Miami, thanks.
Oh, sorry about that. I was the first one, so it's okay.
So it looks like James is actually trying a higher arc as well.
That can work here. 1 and 2, you can get away with going pretty high. Let's check out what James is doing. And he's got a pretty healthy gap on the group behind him.
I don't even see, I think he's lost time to Spencer. Cause I don't even see Spencer in his view from the front, from, the chase view.
Yeah,
I barely see
2
the black
little
truck
dots
up there.
Yes.
Yes.
And speaking of those
really
dots, they're
together.
close. Yeah, the 51 is closing in on the 97 here. How hard do you race if you're either of them?
I think the 97 lets them have it. I think Kevron is smart. Kevron is is been in the Cup. He knows how to race smart. He knows how to not race somebody else when there's a bigger picture in mind. And the big picture, obviously, is the championship. But he also has, I want to estimate, about 3 to 4 seconds lead, if not more, on his next championship rival. So I would let him go. And I also feel like if Spencer is catching him this quick,
he
might
got
actually be
about
saving some
a
stuff.
6.5 second
Wow.
lead on James right now.
I was close, I guess.
Oh,
Massive lead. Is
Is
Spencer
it-
going to pit here?
oh, are they both gonna pit?
97 and 51 are pitting. Where are we at
They're
laps
both
wise,
pitting.
Wessel?
We are currently.
Oh, the 97 is
97
going to go to
nice.
the grass! Will he lose a lot of time? Oh, Spencer's in the grass
Spencer does
too!
too.
Oh, he's
Oh,
going
then-
to. They're going to be side by
Oh,
side!
side by side.
Wow!
Looks like James might have pitted, because I don't see him
No,
passing. Oh, there he
James
goes.
James
did
still
not
on
pit. Well, how many
many
laps
laps
are we
to
at,
go,
Wessel?
Spencer?
We got 20 to
Spencer.
go, so they're gonna have to make another stop.
20 to. Wow.
Or no,
What?
not 20. Sorry, 10.
Oh, so they're good. They are
Yeah.
good.
So they're
to go.
good to the end? Okay.
Now we're going to see who gets the lead off, and if James made up any time. Like, if I'm James, I'm pitting now.
And he is.
If I saw the dirt pick up, yeah, you have to pit now and hope
And you
that
have
they
to be
lost enough
aggressive.
time.
Which it looks like he's doing a pretty good job here. He's going to pick up some dirt here. Slow down, hopefully get to pace to pit speed. And he's in.
So,
So
So it looks like the 88 took 2 tires.
Whoa.
Oh, is he out in front? He's out in front of them.
Is he out in front or is he a lap? Did he have an
Barely.
issue?
No, I think he's ahead of him. I think he took 2. I don't think it's going to work, but he took it.
Well, if that's the case, it's worth a shot for him.
What? Boy, if he took 2 tires and James was 6.5 seconds behind,
Yeah, he could be in a
That's
position
8
where
seconds.
he might.
I mean that they are really close. I don't know.
James took 4 because the 88's already passing him right now.
Yep.
Yep. 44 took 4.
He's
So
coming off pit
Wessel,
road.
is the 88 the leader?
51 is currently in the lead.
Oh, so he did go. He must have
That's what I
sped.
think. Yeah, the 88 must have had some sort of pit road problem. But 2 tires could have been an interesting call there. I don't know if the fuel would have added up to make it worth it, but could have made things interesting. But the 44 went with 4, and it looks like everybody's bet is made right now with less than 10 to go.
The 44, even with the problem that they had, I think he actually did lose time still, or stayed about even.
We're about even. Yeah.
So now, if you are Kevron and you pitted with 10 to go, there should be no question that you can make it on tire. Do you push the issue and want to win the race and the championship in one race?
Yeah, there's got to
We
be a
do
little
know that
pride.
Spencer. We do know Spencer is easy to get
Rattled.
into the head of. Yes, trust me.
Tegan's got a lot of experience with that.
Just gotta see him in the mirror.
Oh, you can't just be in the mirror. You have to talk shit.
To give you
And
insight
Kevron-
on what
Kevron's
happened
been
with
leading
Kylo,
up to it.
Kylo blew a tire entering the pits. That's what
okay.
happened.
Oh,
So they all pitted with 10 to go. He should not have been pushing it that close.
yeah, he had some leeway there where that shouldn't have been the situation he was in. But back to your point, does the 97 want to win? I think absolutely. There's got to be some pride that comes with not only winning the
Yes.
championship, winning the race too. You're not going to want to be the
And-
champion that doesn't win the race.
And did he make an adjustment since there's actually less laps to do on this run? Did he loosen it back up a little bit to be
Yeah.
quicker? Or
Russell-
did Spencer just pull away?
Wessel, let me know when we're at 5 to go.
Yeah, because I don't really see anybody that's close enough to potentially bring out a caution either. So I really think that everyone's
it's
bet
7 to
is
go.
made.
7 to go. Okay.
And I think Spencer is pulling away. So Kevron may not have a choice here. but to
Kevron
just settle for a
Kevron
second.
has stated here on over the radio here. He's not racing the 51. He's trying.
So he's fine where he's at.
Yeah, he's fine where he's at. He's not
That's
after
still a
trying to win
smart
this
move.
race.
Makes a lot of sense. The championship
It's also
is in.
you get into the head of that competition too, because that competition had 2 races where he took himself out of this Final Four, and look, he's winning it. He could literally be racing for a championship and winning it right now if he didn't have issues at Talladega and Fontana.
Definitely. It all comes down to him having a situation at Talladega. The entire field pitted. He didn't. And he ran out of fuel because of it.
Comes back to situational awareness.
which has been an issue for the 51 in a lot of instances.
Kevron's getting close to that wall that jets out in turn 1.
Are we at 5 to go now, Wessel?
5 to go just now. Yep.
Alrighty.
All right, so no more cautions.
Yep.
It's
in his
crunch time
hands.
now, just no mistakes.
And there he is, the 97, Kevron, looking to capture this inaugural Midweek Series championship.
Did he try to do like a Gray Ghost custom?
I'm not sure. I really like it, though. I think it looks really good.
I do too.
It's hard to go wrong with a little Night Owl Hooters scheme. And so the blown tire really will lock the 88 in for 4th in the championship.
It looks like the 44 will probably finish 2nd, and then the 38 will finish 3rd of them.
That seems like it's how it's going to be. This is 4 or 3 to go here.
We've got 4 to go.
Coming to?
3.
Okay,
Yeah.
coming to 3 to go here.
I was gonna say the closest two on track are the 22 and the 38. I don't know how hard they're gonna race together here.
I mean, now there's no point. I mean, unless Hancock just wants to be an asshole, which he tends to be.
The 97's got 2.5 laps left away from him being the champion. And the 51 has waltzed away here. Looks like the win is going to go to him.
And
2 to go.
You bring that down to the pit road entry that they both had. They both made mistakes, but Kevron was really out there with his mistake. So that's what gave the win away. And by the time when you make that mistake, all you're thinking about now is, okay, I need to just make sure that I can beat the next car, which is James.
Yeah, limiting the damage, and there was not much, and he did a great job of that. He's done an incredible job managing the race here. Sal's in the pits, coming to the final lap of the first ever Midweek Series championship season. Spencer out front, Kevron in second. Kevron fighting for the championship. Down the backstretch for the final time. As they dive into 3 and 4. You know he always likes to win. It's been a great season for Midweek and for Spencer Boyce. He's going to win the race at Gateway, but Kevron will be your first ever Midweek Series champion.
Doing the little lower series tradition, I do believe that me and Wessel started together.
Yeah, going to the bottom there. Kevron is your Midweek Series champion, the first ever. Congratulations to the 97. The 44 of James will come home second in the championship. Incog in the 38 third. And after his blown tire, the 88 of Darth Kylo will end up 4th in the championship standings. But Spencer, a big win for him after a rough couple of weeks. And Kevron is your champion. How about that?
That's amazing. Honestly, I've raced around Kevron specifically at Kentucky, and he's been pretty clean and pretty fast, and I'm really excited for him. Glad that he was able to pull this one off.
Kevron is a returning veteran of this league. Also, he kind of came in late into the midweek series, but he came in early enough to be eligible, and he's proved that he belonged in this league. So his name will forever be, like I say, part of league history, because we keep track of everything, even the bathroom schedules of every driver we have.
Me post podcast.
Yeah, no shit.
There was some shit.
Spencer with the fastest lap.
Does not surprise
actually broke
me.
the 34 bracket second,
Wow.
actually.
Yeah, and James with another good lap. Top 3 does not surprise me. I would say the real order of the laps does not surprise me at all from how tonight went. Tegan, I think you have him as a friend. Can you get Kevron in here for an interview?
Mm-hmm. I can.
All right, I have backed out of the race chat, and I'm here.
Hey! Had you have fun?
No.
Okay, he didn't have
I
fun.
hate Gateway. I did not know what race I knew what I was doing, but I didn't know what track we were at. I assumed that it was Vegas. And I was
So how
wrong.
did in-race reporting go? Did you enjoy it?
It was tough because I basically had my race chat pretty much kind of muted almost the whole race.
Well, there wasn't nothing important going on.
Nah, there wasn't really anything going on. We were all too spread out to be having really cautions and stuff. So
As we're waiting on Kevron, the Midweek Series champion, and here he is. Kevron, you are the first ever CFRL Midweek Series champion. Congratulations. How does it feel?
Let's go! Man, what a heck of a race and heck of a season. I'm just about speechless, man, besides screaming, dude. I don't know what else to say, man. That little screw up I made there at that first stage, just downshifting, getting the truck loose and couldn't correct it, man. I thought, well, shit, hopefully this luck will get will get better than this, and sure enough it did, man. So, man, what an awesome feeling to win a championship.
Yeah, it seemed like that first pit entry in the green flag cycle after the stage ended was the key to your victory. How did you get into pit road so well and get that gap on the rest of the field?
Well, the fortunate thing was Spencer had some little miscue going into pit road. I'm not sure what happened. Either he got into somebody or he just messed up some line or whatever. That caused him to get as far back as he did. And I was expecting whoever was behind me in second after that first pit sequence in the second stage to be right there up on my tail. And I saw where I was like over 3 seconds ahead of him. So that was a surprise to me, too.
What did it take for the car to handle as well as it did for you? I know you weren't as strong as the 51. It seemed like he was really good. It seemed like you had a really, really good short run car. How did it feel, and what aspect of the car do you think was the key into you having such success tonight?
Oh, rotation. Dude, I could not get that truck to rotate in the center for nothing, whether it was short run or long run. But I had to set up tight because this track is made where when the tires wear out, man, your truck is loose as all get out. Spencer was able to find that perfect balance to be able to uphold that speed, both short and long run. So as strong as this truck is, man, there was just nothing else that I could do to push the truck beyond its limits, without wrecking.
Yeah, so the Midweek Series championship is yours. What does this mean for your plans next year? Do you think you're going to dabble in some cup races? Do you think you're going to be back in midweek? What is your plan for next year?
Man, my plan for next year is just to go out and have some more fun. Ultimately, that's what we're all here for, man. Being good friends with you all and just hanging out and freaking cutting up and everything, man. That's the best part about racing. So whether it be midweek or in the cup or even both, man, it's always a joy to be able to get with you guys and have fun, cut up, hang out, and all that stuff, man. Just keep the ball rolling.
Absolutely. Tegan, Wessel, JB, do you guys have any questions for the champion?
I do not have any questions.
I think you covered it. I was going to, ask, what his thought went into, short pitting everybody on that first cycle after the stage was over to get such a big lead and to be able to keep it, because I did during the little pre-race say that I thought that you would be the best at being able to think about long term. And, during the race we talked about it may come down to somebody being able to short pit as long as they can stay in their window, and it seems to be what you had in mind when you did it.
Yeah, when I saw how many laps I was getting off of how fast the tires were wearing off, they were about 8% tread left on the right front and right rear with like little over 2 laps of fuel left. Like the fuel light hadn't even came on. And I was thinking, okay, 13 laps, if I can just divide it up perfectly here, we'll be good to go. And fortunately, it fell in our lap.
Yeah, absolutely. Any questions from anybody else before we let Kevron go?
I
I
think
don't
we're
have a
good.
question, but I just wanted to say congratulations. It's cool seeing one of the old guys come back, and
Called you old.
not calling you old, not calling you old.
How dare you?
A few of us are old
It's
in
nice
terms of league
it's
years.
nice to see one of the OGs come back into this inaugural season of the Midweek Series and kick ass, man. It's been fun watching you.
Thanks, man. Been really fun racing with you and everybody else here too, man. It's just again, just awesome to hang out with you guys. And like I said, that's what it's all about for me, man. Just going out, having fun with friends and everything. So thank you all so much for broadcasting the championship race tonight, man. Y'all are kick-ass. I appreciate you.
We got the A team out for it.
Just remember that here in a couple of weeks, the B team's got to come do the Cup Series. So
Yeah.
We got it, man.
And you're going to be racing this week, right, at Bristol?
Yes, sir. Home track. So
All
look
right,
out for the 77.
I'll give
That's
you a
right.
preview for Bristol. I think it's going to be a bloodbath. I'm going to be honest with you.
It could be.
So I would
We shall
watch
see.
out.
We'll see what happens. Thank you, Kevron, and congratulations again. You are the first ever CFRL Midweek Series champion.
Yes, sir. Thanks again for broadcasting, y'all. Let's all have a good end of the season for the Cup, and good luck to you all.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good night. Now let's get the race winner in here. Let's get Spencer in here. This might be an odd interview, but why not? We'll get Spencer in here. Really, really showed he was the dominant truck all night. Unfortunately for him, was not part of the championship 4, so his win won't count for the championship, but a win.
leave that question for me, please.
Yep, I got it. We'll still feel good for him. So we're waiting on him to join.
Don't do it now. Not after that.
Well, he's very impatient.
I'm going to be nice about it.
He won the race, so he deserves to be in here, but Spencer is very impatient, and we're going to let him know that when he gets in here.
What, he already sent you messages?
He sent me a message.
Did you not see the message in the cup?
He sent me a
It said
message.
invite me.
Oh.
So we'll get him in here, and we'll give him a little lecture, and then we'll interview him. And, he's very impatient, but it's taking him forever to get in here. Did you invite him?
No, I thought you were.
I'm not inviting him. I'm the host. I have the screen up, so. Bradley says in the Cub chat, why are you so demanding? He is. He needs to be a little more patient.
Let's see if I can find one of his
I believe
20
it's...
names.
I don't even know
What
what
account
it is
is he on
anymore.
this time? I don't even know.
There's too many. It's
I don't
hard to
think I'm
keep
friends
track.
with it, so I
There it is.
cannot find it.
Metallica.
XX Metallica XX88.
Is he trying to be emo?
He's a neat little emo girl. He's sassy. Hey Spencer, how's it going? You are the winner. By the way,
Yeah.
we were interviewing the champion who wasn't you, so be patient with that. All right.
My
maybe
bad.
maybe win the championship next year if you want to be interviewed first.
My bad.
But you did have a dominant truck tonight, really strong throughout. What did it take for you to get that win tonight?
Just really good experience at Gateway, I guess. I honestly don't know how I did that. I just drove the track like normal, and me and Caravan were side by side for like about a lap. You see that?
Yeah, we did see that. Tegan, JB, you guys got anything for Spencer here?
I do. So, Spencer, what could you have done differently the last 2 races so that you could have been the race winner and the champion tonight?
Kept had better luck and not being the back the whole race and kept my cool.
True.
I think it all comes down to Talladega, I would say.
I think Talladega put you in the bad spot for Auto Club, too. So, you got to pay attention and be situation awareness. That's going to be my new fucking word of the day.
Nah,
It's
What's
situational awareness.
Yeah.
I'm Larry Mack
it's a
today.
good phrase.
Don't mind me.
He did
But
play
yeah,
a good...
Talladega, I think, kind of put you out at Auto Club, and then you were overcompensating at Auto Club too. So, just something to keep in mind for next year.
Yeah, Spencer, what can you take from your mistakes in Cup that led you to be eliminated and Midweek that led you to be eliminated into next year and maybe be a smarter racer? Are you going to take some of the bads from this year and look at them as positives to turn them into good next year?
Yeah. Now that I'll be driving someone different, and yeah, maybe I'll try to keep my cool and have better luck with pit strategy, and not try to make anyone mad.
Well, you do like doing that. JB and Wessel, do you have any questions for him before we let him out of here?
I don't have anything.
Nope, I'm good.
All right. Well, congratulations on the win, Spencer, and thank you for hopping in here.
And those last four are pit stop. I was catching Kevron, and then he went too wide of pit road. That's what.
When I say
gave me the
thank you
lead.
for telling me
Thanks.
that means you leave, thanks. All right.
We got other people to interview, Spencer.
Yeah, we got a time
Before they
crunch
go to
here.
bed.
See you at Bristol.
Yeah, thanks, Spencer. See ya. Leave, please. Get out of here, dude. Next up, we're going to interview the second place championship runner. We'll get James in here. Can somebody add him in?
Oh, I got it.
We're going to talk to James.
It'd be fun if Spencer came back in here.
Oh, my God. I wish we had, like, Oscars music to play to get him off the stage.
Jeopardy.
Or just get Will Smith. James, coming home third in the race tonight, but got second in the championship. What were you missing to... I'm hearing an echo.
Probably coming from me, honestly. I don't know why my mic's echoing, but it's been echoing pretty much this whole time.
So what were you missing tonight that you didn't have to compete with Kevron and Spencer?
It almost felt like everything, honestly. I mean, I did not have the speed. I mean, I felt like at some point I did, but definitely I didn't have the speed. I felt like my truck's ability to rotate with this wasn't as good. Other than that, I really don't know. They just had better trucks at the end of the day.
I kind of agree with what you say there because watching that race, I had three different trucks who I thought had the better truck at the time. It was you, Spencer, and Kevron.
The 88 too at one point.
Yeah. At the first stage, it looked like the 88 was getting on Spencer too. So you could say that four of you, I think, had the best truck at one point or another. And you did mention the same thing that Kevron did about having no rotation like the whole night, no matter what kind of adjustments you made. Do you feel like his short pitting kind of took it out of your hand, and do you think also that he might have was able to be more aggressive on pit entry compared to the rest of you?
I agree wholeheartedly. If you're talking, you're muted.
I was gonna say.
JB.
Right, yeah, I forgot. I muted Bailey just so the echo wasn't, prevalent during the question, right? But I feel like a big proponent more so than just like the short pitting, because again, like I said, I think he had one of the fastest trucks, or faster than mine. But like when I came out of pit road, when we were going into like the pit cycle, when I was like right behind him, when I came out of pit road, I was pretty much got right behind Kylo, and it was so difficult trying to get around him. And even like one time I even did, and then I got moved. So I mean,
yeah, we saw that contact there. I assume you weren't happy with that?
Oh, no, not at all. I understand he is a playoff driver, and he apologized, but at the same time, he's done this for how long now? I mean, he's done it in the Formula One league. He's done it. I don't know. I don't think he races Cup, but he's done it in a lot of races here. So I mean, I don't know, man. It is what it is. At the end of the day, I don't think I was gonna win regardless. Kevron, Spencer, like I said, they had like very fast trucks, and honestly, as much as it would have been good to win here, it was not my ultimate goal of racing midweek anyway. So yeah, either way though, again, congratulations to Kevron. He definitely deserved it.
Yeah, and runner-up in your first season in the midweek series is good momentum heading into the Cup Series next season. What are you going to take from this short time in the midweek to your full-time Cup schedule next year?
Honestly, that I just need a lot more practice. Like coming into this race, I did not have any confidence at all. I felt like I was really bad, but I practiced a decent bit before and obviously got some practice when we had, the whole little group practice session, and then during the race I got better. I think being able to practice a lot more, especially with teammates next season, would definitely help, and I felt like I'll have a lot more speed next season. And honestly, just being able to get second here, unfortunately not to win, but second, it definitely helps. So, and and knowing that I've been knocking off Russ definitely helps as well.
Absolutely. JB Wesley, you got anything for James?
Nope, I'm good.
All right, well, congratulations on your runner-up championship finish, and thank you for joining us.
Of course, everyone, once again, congratulations on the championship.
Very nice of James to give his congratulations to the champion, Kevron.
Getting hard.
Now let's get Incog in here. He got third. I don't know if we'll be able to get him, but that guy moves quickly. He's got business to take care of.
And olives to eat.
That's right. I'm not sure what surface he'll be eating them from, but he's going to be eating them. Waiting on the driver of the 38. The midweek series, I'm not sure, runner, I'd say. Great idea from him, great concept, and I think it turned out really well. So shout out to Incog for that. We'll talk to him about that and his run tonight if we can get him in here. Just waiting on Incog. Well, so you were around him a lot tonight. What did you see from the 38? He didn't really have a truck able to win the championship, but what did you see from him?
It seemed like he was kind of struggling with some of the same problems that I was. I don't know if he had gotten too tight like I did. I did it because I was trying to conserve my rear tires. But then kind of later on in the race was when I realized that if you just kind of drive the car deeper in the corner and get a little harder on your brakes, it'll even your tires out by itself, and you'll be using less of your rear. But yeah, I think he just had a kind of a tight truck all night.
That's a problem. That Gateway was tight. We ran a few laps before this race just to get a feel of it. And tight was the feeling for sure. As I'm looking at this 38 truck, which has two different paint schemes on each side, which is quite interesting. Don't think we're going to get him in here, it seems like. We got him invited, right?
Yes.
Alrighty, well...
he is online, so...
I think we'll give him a second. JB, talk to me about some takeaways you had from the race. What did you see? What was your most impressive part? And
Well, my most impressive thought was just how well the 97 was able to get out front on that one pit stop. I mean, that is what ultimately won it for him.
It was one pit stop, too. That's all it took.
Yeah.
And it was good, like, really good.
Yeah, I don't know. It had to have been just a combination of everything. Pit in, pit stop, and pit out.
Short pit.
And well, yeah, and the fact that he's short pit. That impressed me a very, very large amount that he was able to just stretch that so far and then maintained it as well as he did as well.
Did we lose Mike?
no, I'm just waiting for Incog. Doesn't look like we're going to get him here.
You want me to get Kylo?
Try to get Ryan Harp in.
Okay, invites out.
Fourth for the championship, was really consistent all season. Just came up short when it mattered. And here he is, fourth in the championship. Ryan Harp, Darth Kylo, how are we feeling?
Well, I'm feeling all right, I guess.
I assume disappointed, but it was a strong season for you, consistent throughout. We really thought you were one of the fastest trucks on the track in that first run. What happened throughout where you lost that pace?
First off, I would like to say congratulations to my broadcast partner, Kevron, for winning the championship. He had a really fast truck all night long, and kudos to him. But, yeah, I think it was when the stage ended and we were coming down pit road, I actually blew a tire coming in and had to repair some damage. And that's pretty much how I just faded all the way to the back and never really recovered from it.
Yeah, they were pretty strong. What were you... I feel like even before that, though, like the pace that you had in Stage 1, I don't quite think that you had after that stage caution came out. Do you think it was just a matter of getting stuck into traffic at that point instead of having a lot of clean air? Is that why you think that you might have fallen back a little bit?
Yeah, I think that might have been it as well. I mean, you were right. Clean air. I was pretty much running behind Spencer. I mean, a little far back behind Spencer because he was, the fastest truck all night. Uh, but I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I mean, especially, again, coming down pit road, blowing that tire, getting to the back and never really recovering from it. And it was, I mean, it was pretty much a slog
So
from that point
did you
onward.
blow a tire when the stage ended? Like on that?
Actually, coming down pit road, I blew the tire.
Okay, so that's why when you were
Why you
second.
lost so many spots.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. So that's a big loss there, to lose that track position. That seems like it was the difference for you. Anything from Wessel, JB, or Tegan to ask Kyle over here?
No.
So do you take this season and midweek, and we are doing midweek again next season? Is there anything you can take from this season and apply to next year that you think that you need to do better?
Well, at this point, I'm actually kind of undecided as to whether or not I'll be running in any series next year because really the season of the league run by he who shall not be named ended prematurely, and that's kind of why I've started racing with you guys. And but I mean, if I were to come back next year, I'd probably say definitely work on that, being consistent, and also try to save tires and fuel as best you can, especially with my absurd lack of talent. Hence why I was only in the Cup Series for 3 months and never raced again.
All right, anything else from you guys?
Oh, if you don't race next year, you're always free to also become our commentator because I think you do an awesome job.
You are
at
very,
that.
very good. Yeah.
Oh, thanks for that. I'll think about that. It's just, probably right around the end of the F1 season, I'll probably have a decision made.
Yeah, so that'll be December-ish, so we'll find out. F1 series will be rolling on even through the end of the NASCAR series, both of them seasons. So keep an eye out for that on my YouTube channel, #plug. But thank you for coming in here, Kylo. Congratulations on a great season. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough tonight, but hope we can see you out there next season.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Final thoughts, guys. Wesley, you were out there on the track. Kevron wins the championship. Spencer wins the race. What went into it for them?
Man, Kevron, he was just fast all night. Spencer, I think, had the faster truck, but Kevron was, I think, right behind him. I think he just had a better short run truck. And I think he had a really, really good pit entry that got him out front. But over the course of the long run, Spencer kind of caught up to him, and then they ended up pitting together. And I think from that last pit stop, Kevron realized his big lead and that he wasn't really battling with Spencer and didn't want to get caught up in anything unnecessary. So I think he was just kind of playing it safe that last run and brought the championship home.
Yeah, JV, this track it has an interesting challenge that is unlike any other. So how tough was it for Kevron to go out there and win the championship as definitively as he did?
I mean, it was definitely impressive. Even when we raced here in Cup, the competition was so close. I mean, we were all spread out, but we weren't gaining any time or losing any time to anyone. And really, just came down to making no mistakes and being aggressive on pit road, and that the 97 perfected that. And it's what ultimately won him that championship.
And Tegan, what are your final thoughts on this race as a whole and the first midweek series season in its entirety?
So, this race, we talked at the beginning when we kind of went over the final four drivers and their chances, and I mentioned for both Kevron and Harp about they seem to be the two that is consistent, and also, know when to take it easy, and I think Kevron kind of proved that tonight. Even when trying to take it easy and having a big lead, you saw him make a mistake on the last pit stop that could have costed him in two ways, because he did get off of the pit road a little bit, and then he sped up to catch up to Spencer, which could have put him into a speeding penalty. But it still shows that Kevron still has it. Like I said, he's a a very long time veteran, like I guess 2018 maybe his
Around
first
there,
season.
yeah.
So I think I remember seeing wins with his name on it from when we were doing records. And the midweek, I considered it a success. I thought we would have trouble, to be honest, to keep the numbers up to where we wanted them compared to what we've been struggling with in the Xfinity and Truck Series on their standalone last couple seasons. And I think the thing that did help was banning certain drivers from being championship eligible and then banning them same drivers from only running a certain amount of races. So I do think that's going to help next year as well. Whether it be the same drivers or some new drivers added to it will, yet to be seen. So I think this series will do good next year, and we may even go out and try to find drivers exclusively just for this series.
Yeah, because the Cup Series is pretty chock full as it is right now.
Yes.
Don't want to bloat that and kind of neglect this, so that definitely could be an off-season strategy that we have. That's really all to cover for the Midweek Series truck race. Coming up on this same channel next Sunday. My screen is frozen, so I don't know what I'm doing now. I'm not even sure if it's still going.
I will also say before you finish that the credit does majority of the credit does go to Incog. It was Incog's
Absolutely.
idea to start a what we end up calling the midweek series, and it was his schedule. He's got a schedule built for next year, and it was his rules and and stuff that he came up with. 95% of it was his ideas. It was very little input from the rest of the admin, so it was mostly suggestions. But 95% of this league is based off. It's basically his little brainchild.
Absolutely. And before we get out of here, on this same channel, Sunday night will be the cutoff race for the Cup Series to make the Final Four. We will be at Bristol. JB and I are in the heat of this cut line battle, both of us. So we're not going to give our opinions. Tegan, Wessel, what are your guys' expectations? What are we going to see Sunday night?
I want Wessel to go first.
I think it's going to be a bloodbath. I think I've stated that a couple times. I know once here on this broadcast, and then a couple times just talking to y'all on other parties. But yeah, I mean, this is the closest the cut line has ever been going into the Final Four for the CFRL series. So it's going to be really, really close. I mean, y'all are all within what, like a
5.
couple points,
I'm 5
points?
up, JB's 3 up, and then Ryan's 3 down.
Yeah, so it's going to be tough. It's all going to be about who's going to get stage points, running up front there for the stage, and then just based on how you finish too.
Tegan.
I'm hoping it's not a bloodbath. I'm hoping it's a clean but hard race.
For clarity,
I don't want,
hope it's not a bloodbath, but I have a feeling it's going to be.
I kind of do too, to be honest. I think it's been going to be involving people that's not even involved in the cut line. So I'm hoping it's not. I guess we'll see. I don't know. I got 2 teammates going for a spot, and then they're going against Whitman. Somebody's got to miss it. I don't know who it's going to be. So, and we also we got NSP as well, who has to basically win. Who knows? Maybe he does have another walk-off moment. So, I'm hoping we have a good broadcast team for Sunday. Kevron's racing with us, so they'll have to be Harp and I guess maybe Sal.
And S'mores potentially.
True.
So we'll see about that. So tune in Sunday night. There will be a broadcast here for Bristol. It'll be exciting, but tonight was an exciting performance. Congratulations to Spencer for winning this race, and congratulations to Kevron for winning the first ever Midweek Series Championship. Thank you to Wessel for being our in-race reporter, a new role that we're trying out. I'm not sure how well it worked. I think it actually was pretty insightful at points, so I liked how it turned out. Also, thank you to JB and thank you to Tegan for joining me tonight. And I am Michael Whitman, and we will see you Sunday night for Bristol Under the Lights.